So we designed an aluminum part at first and found out that it's actually pretty heavy. It's about a 1 pound part. Then we used our optimization tool here with infinite form and printed out of titanium. We were able to get the weight down to 0.3 pounds at the same cost as our aluminum part. So Gulfstream has been involved with 3D printing for quite a while, but we've been just doing prototypes. But recently we got our non-structural qualification, which opens up a lot more possibilities now for new parts on the Gulfstream, also customization. So it's been the last 5 years and the last 2 years been really a ramp up for us in the 3D printing. We're printing a lot of system parts right now on our aircraft, a lot of ducting, but at the same time we're also getting into new parts as interior parts, seeing if we can print some drawers, print some doors, other parts where we can really use the 3D printing to lower our costs and lower our weight as well. So this was actually an R&D part that we looked at. It's part of a automated ottoman that moves up and back and forth. So it's not in production yet. It's still a concept, but just this part took about 4 months. So it took about 3 months of designing, optimizing it, designing, and then 1 month of printing it. We are in the process of getting titanium slowly qualified with it too, and for production as well. So right now it's just a prototype, but it's the first big stepping stone for us to see what additive can do at Gulfstream. So we used our laser bed fusion process for this one with titanium powder. There's titanium right now is the best one for the FAA that's certifiable. We use the technology to print this part. When we do print the parts, but we also print coupons with it. We got to make sure that our process is stable. With that is coupons. And so we're developing our end-to-end process, not just the printing, but all the post-processing steps that go with it to get a good final part out at the end. A big one for us is customization. So every airplane is different. All of our customers are very different. And that helps us to minimize the design cost of it and manufacturing cost as individual parts. It's not a prototype part anymore. The other one is cost reduction, especially with Ultim. It can give us up to 50% cost reduction on parts. At the same time, we still have some homework to do. All of our parts are veneered on the inside of the aircraft or painted, making sure that the veneer sticks on it over the whole lifetime, make sure that the paint looks fresh even after 10 years. So there's a lot that we're doing right now that makes a AM part really a Gulfstream part. We do have some customers asking for very special requests. I think it can really be in the future a selling point. I mean, there's 3D printed titanium faucets out there that we can buy. So I think for that, it might be in the future more visible to our customers on special needs. So we have a very small group of engineers who are really familiar with 3D printing and designing for it. We do have about 50% who know about it. We have small printers all around our offices they can try out. And then we have about the rest 30-40% that we're trying to get engaged more and more into printing. Hopefully then in a few years, they won't be thinking subtractive anymore, hogging parts out, but really what additive can do for them. And with that, we're trying to get the right tools for them that are easy for you to use for designers, not just experts, in order to help grow the AM community within Gulfstream. So we benchmarked a lot of tools. The tools that we use right now is called Infinite Form. It helps our design, even just basic designers, to optimize parts. They take the CAD model, throw it in there, put the loads on it very simply, and get a really nice CAD part back out of it that then we can use post-process for our print process afterwards. We've tried different tools. The big one for us is easy to use and good results out afterwards. If you don't get the last percentage of a weight out of it, that's fine. But we're just trying to get a broad acceptance of designers for additive going forward. I think aviation industry is at the beginning of changing a lot of parts into additive. Space industry is a little bit ahead of it already. But because we're FAA certified, we're a little bit slower behind it. But we are right at the merge where I think Airbus has over 1,000 parts on the aircraft. We have over 40 AM parts already flying on each single aircraft. But in the future, what we'll probably see is a lot more internal parts that look like our current parts, but they're actually 3D printed and take some weight and cost out of our parts in the future. So I think the advantage that we have at Gulfstream is every single airplane that we have, we also make the interior for it. With the interior, every airplane gets what we call an STC, Supplemental Type Certificate, that allows us to put an additive part into every single airplane if we needed or wanted to, which Boeing and Airbus can't because they don't manufacture the interior. So this helps us to customize a lot more 3D printing and put it faster into the aircraft than currently Boeing and Airbus are doing.